What you don't know about your finances is likely costing you thousands of dollars, lost dollars.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are delighted that for over, how long now?
37 years.
Yes, but over 725 Life's Inside Track episodes, we've been sharing with you insider tips, making house home and building wealth wisely through real estate. And the incredible news is you can get them from our YouTube channel or by tuning into chri.ca or by going to just about any podcast like Apple, yeah, but like Spotify, like go get them. So go get them. We are going to this time explore how when you have clarity of your finances, it restores flow, and actually even bigger than that, it restores money back into your bank account that would otherwise be lost.
Yeah.
And you know what's nuts about this?
Nope. What's nuts about it?
What's nuts about this is even savvy realtors, and we're not talking about us this time, we're talking about other savvy realtors that we know personally, got stuck in the trap of not knowing their numbers when it came to their mortgage and doing this thing called what? Auto-Renewals. And it cost them thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. And what the banks are doing, because banks are in the business of making money. Let's not get anything mixed up here, right? Yeah, let's not get confused. They have shareholders. They need to make a profit, and that profit gives dividends to their shareholders. So they're in the business of making money. Which
is okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're also in the business of providing a service, which we need, because you need a mortgage to buy your house, right?
Often, usually.
Yeah. The difficulty comes in when we make assumptions as a mortgage holder, okay? And the story Yetta was talking about, actually I have two stories for you.
I have like 10 floating in my head, but let's start with two.
Okay, and the first one happened to us many, many years ago.
I got three floating in my head.
Okay, we were a little naive. And when our mortgage, at the time the mortgage rates were up, so we were doing 1-year mortgages because we wanted to wait till the rates went down. Matter of fact, I think it was 6-month mortgages. And each time they renewed, that we'd get a letter in the mail, your mortgage is up for renewal, this is the new rate. And because rates were coming down, it seemed okay to me. So I just auto-renewed. I signed the document that they sent me. I didn't go in, I didn't talk to people, I didn't pick up the phone and call anybody, I just signed. And then I realized when I was doing a new mortgage that I was getting a much significant rate reduction. And I said to the mortgage broker, well, how come I'm not getting this good a rate on my other ones that auto-renew? And she said, well, you need to call us and ask for a better rate. That's basically not our posted rate, but that's just our rate that we offer. And I said, are you kidding me? I have like 5 mortgages with you other than this one, a new one that I'm getting. So now I'm going to have a total of 6. And I'm a great client of yours because I have a bunch of rental properties, and you're not going to give me your best rate when you send the auto renewal? She said, no, you got to ask for it. I said, well, at the time I was a little reactive. What did I do, Yetta?
Well, he pulled all our mortgages out of that bank at our first opportunity. They left one by one by one.
My bank account left. The credit card that was with them left. The mortgages left. They all went to another bank.
The reality is likely the bank we switched to followed the same process.
Absolutely.
So did it really help us? Probably not. And yet in the moment, like you said, you were reactive. It was satisfying. So the bottom line is your auto renewal is a surprise that you're not getting the best rate that you're capable of getting frequently if you just sign the documents. So that's still true today. You may have made a special arrangement with your mortgage person at your bank, and maybe that's not true for you. However, we have seen it to be true pretty consistently across the board.
Yeah. And what we talked about in the previous segment was that not everyone is financially literate or numbers don't jump out at them. They look confusing or they're jumbled or whatever. And the other example is another realtor who is amazing at contractor law, amazing at negotiations.
She came out of the legal industry before, right?
Yeah.
Before she came into real estate.
Amazing at helping her clients, like raving reviews. She was talking to me about her mortgage options, and she said, I locked in during COVID. We were around 1.75. Now it's going to be significantly bigger, the interest rate. But I was surprised to find that my mortgage payment wasn't going up. It was actually going down a little bit. I kind of went sideways. I looked sideways and I said, what? The only way that's possible is if they extended the amortization back out, whether they added another 5 years or 10 years or whatever, because she's been in the house for a long time. And she said, oh. And then I said, on top of that, because you were just asking what's my payment going to be, they were giving you their margin, their higher interest rate with the longer amortization because they were meeting your need of a lower payment. But the payment is what the payment is. So negotiate the interest rate, then see what your payment is. If it's still not good enough, amortize out longer so you can get your payment where you need it. But don't start with the payment.
No.
So that's my tidbit for today.
Right, because ultimately, when you have clarity about this stuff, you get options. That's really what Ken's saying. Once you know where your numbers are, you know what you can start to consider your options. Yeah, and not just go with what's put in front of you. And if you're thinking, okay, you have confused me in segment A. Now in segment B, you've just taken it one step further. And even if you aren't confused, you can schedule a clarity call at dekkerteam.com and let us help you understand your numbers. Like if it's for the purpose of your mortgage, there's no benefit to us that you make better financial choices when it comes to your mortgage. There's a huge benefit to you. And we love doing it because, as you've probably heard, it's Ken's sweet spot. I'm good at it. Ken's fantastic at it. So this is one time where you might want to book your clarity call with Ken.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And go to
on dekkerteam.com.
Yes. And you can pick either Yetta or I on there. And the beauty is, these renewals, I see them a lot. But the renewals are confusing because they give you a 5-year fix, a 5-year open, a 5-year, a 1 year, a 2 year, a 3 year, and they give you a variable or fixed and convertible, all kinds of options on there. So it can become confusing when it's not something you see regularly.
Well, because what we know is that when you understand your numbers and you know where things are at, you actually make better long-term decisions. Versus when you don't really know, you tend to make shorter decisions and less powerful decisions. And we want you to move in power and clarity.
Mm-hmm. So then, once you know where you stand, the next question is, what could be possible? And we're going to answer that in the next segment. And we're glad that we can clarify your options because when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.